saw when you made that first call that this woman doesn't even know her potential and she's into that small little, I can't afford to pay for the class, insane, realistic looking. Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel, Aashworld Magic. I'm Dr. Ashissh, and I'm absolutely excited today. My channel is all about magic, miracles, and possibilities. For the last 15 years that I've been working as a professional healer, therapist, counselor, facilitator, I have seen hundreds of people changing their life, the transformations, and it's been an amazing journey so far. But every person who's changed their life has inspired me to inspire other people. But when I started this channel, I said, why not have those people whose journey I've seen very closely and they can be an inspiration for 1,000 other people. And today's guest is very, very special to me. I met her a few years back, and from there till now, the way I have seen her grow, the way I have seen her change her life, it's been absolutely magical. What she does is magical, and she's nothing less a Wonder Woman. Because I keep telling her, can you do anything that you can't do? Because she can do anything and everything. And that's the reason I thought I should have her on the channel. Now, let me talk about few of the accomplishments that she had. She's a dentist, but from dentistry, she's doing something completely different. It's like I'm a medical doctor, but look what I'm doing today. I'm doing healings and all. So she's like me. But you know what? The level of magic that I can talk about is crazy, insane. Yeah. So let me read out things that, because I don't think I can remember all this thing. She has won a title in India's top 10 cake artists in 2020. She won a gold award in cakeology in competition there. She won silver in cake international competition. She's been published in several magazines like Sugar, Bakery Biz, etc. It blew me away when she showed me a picture. She'd made a life-size khilji cake, yeah. And recently, what she did was amazing. A 7.5 feet tall cake for Taj Mahal, in Colaba. She's also started her online cake decorating academy. She has students from all over the world now, and she has researched and created her own product called as Modex. We'll talk about all these things, and has successfully sold that for the last 2 years. And she is not stopping anymore. She's become unstoppable. And let me introduce Gauri Kekre. She is the woman that I've been talking about. Welcome, Gauri. I am so, so happy to see you here. And thank you for agreeing. And I know you have a very, very busy schedule. So getting you here today itself is such an amazing thing. And you know what? It's a new channel, and having people who I connect with is something that I really wanted to do. So thank you for making this happen. So here you are.
Thank you so much, Ashish, for having me. It's a huge honor for me as well because my journey with Aashworld has been nothing short of amazing. And I would, if I can inspire even one or two people, for me, that's a huge accomplishment.
So yeah, so let's quickly talk about how did you first get into from dentistry to baking cakes? I mean, it's like, people die to become doctors, and here you are, a doctor, a dentist, and then you switch completely into this whole world of baking and cake, cake making. And this, I guess, it's not now. So when did you start your journey, and what put you into this line?
I started my journey with cake art in 2013.
Okay.
I just had my second child. And after my second child, things were kind of complicated with the delivery with my baby. I couldn't just switch up and go to work immediately after that. So while I was at home, I would spend time baking, making cakes for my daughters. And I started finding joy in that, little joy in those tiny things. And then I used to watch TLC channel and Fabulous Cakes and everything used to come on that. And I would be like, wow, it would be so much fun if something like that were available in India. I didn't realize at that time that I would be one of those people who would be bringing that to India. So that is how I would keep wishing, like, what can I do that I can do from home, that I can take care of my kids while I'm doing it and still have fun doing. And that's how I just made my first Barbie themed cake for my own daughter, and I put it up online. And then people started asking me, would you make that for us also? And this is how friends of friends. And then clients started placing orders with me. And before I even knew it, I had kind of stumbled into cake art.
So, it's so amazing to see that, you had passion for something, but you never realized that this could be your career. This could be something that you'll be making money out of. You'll become famous for this.
I did
It's
not think of
super.
about that at all. It was magical to see.
So when you started getting into this completely, you stopped your dentistry. How was it? How was the transition? Because it's a huge step. I mean,
It was a huge step, and people did not understand initially what I was doing or what my vision was. For them, it was like from dentistry, I was going to baking, and baking from home. They thought it was a step down, and many people discouraged me. Many people mocked me even for doing this, because everybody who had initially told me that you're taking a wrong step or you are not doing the right thing. Now they were like, oh, I'm so glad that we actually took this step because you're doing so much better here.
amazing.
That's how.
I completely get it. I completely resonate with you because our journeys have been pretty similar. When I started my medical, I got into medicine, I completed it. And then, I started pursuing my career in cosmetology. My father was like really, really upset. Yeah, I mean, why would you do, okay, become a dermatologist, but why become a skin esthetician? Tum aise. So he said, Tum beautician banne wale ho kya? That is what he had asked me. But I pursued that career, worked in a company for 11 years. But it's about following your heart. And yes, he was upset. A lot of people, mocked me for my choices. But then, today I am doing what I'm doing because of what I chose. So I'm so happy that nobody could stop you from making that choice, and at least you made that choice. So from then, what's your story?
So from then, when I started first in the initial 1 or 2 years, I really didn't even know what I was doing. I just knew that this is something I hadn't had a formal education in this at all. So every step was a learning lesson. Every failure, I took it as a learning lesson. It was really hard work back at that time, but I knew that I had a destination. I knew where I was going, and I couldn't wait till I got there. But there were ups and downs in life. It wasn't an easy road. And despite of hard work, despite of putting my 100% into it, things were not turning out exactly the way I wanted to turn out, because even on the home front, we were facing a lot of issues. And then COVID happened, and all of a sudden, the whole world went into panic. Even I went into panic. And that's when I first met you, and it has just changed my life like anything.
I clearly remember my conversation with you. It was a call that you had made, and you said, "Hi, I'm Gauri, and I want to do your class," and all of that. And then you randomly said, "You know what? I would like to do, but I can't afford." And I said, "What do you do?" She said, "I'm actually a dentist, but I do, I bake cakes." I'm like, "Okay." And while we were talking, I realized what a potential you had, and you were still not willing to choose because I don't have that kind of money and all of that. And thankfully, you called up and said, "Okay, I'm doing the class." And we landed up doing an online class because of COVID. I remember you were still there at your place and you were still doing your other stuff while you're attending to the class. But I think that from 2020 is, when we did the class. After that, there has been no looking back for you. And that is the transition which I talk about, from someone who was not confident about herself, whether she'd be able to make money or whether she can grow big. Look where you are today. And that's the most amazing thing. So, let's talk about your experience. So when you came into the class, what changed for you? How did it first help you, the Access Foundation or the Access Consciousness class, which I'm so passionate about?
So when we spoke about the foundation class, I didn't even know what it was going to do for me. I didn't know what I was getting into, but I just knew somehow in my heart that this is something that I want to choose right now. For whatever reasons, I want to choose this. And I'm glad I chose it, because after that, suddenly it felt like a whole load had been lifted off my heart. all those feelings of I can't do this, I'm not allowed to do this, or I can only accomplish so much. All of those thoughts, feelings, all of them just kind of, dissipated away. And I could feel suddenly that I could breathe, yeah. That I could be like, okay, I can be whoever I want. I can choose whatever I want in my life, and it's all okay. I can always choose magic. And if I make a mistake as well, that's fine too. I can make a mistake and I can be okay, maybe I did not choose something that was good for me at that time, but I can always choose something different.
Correct.
That was such an eye opener for me. And following that, this is where, one about the Cake International award that I got. I have always wanted to go to Cake International, which is held in Birmingham in UK, and I wanted to participate in a competition. But for whatever reasons, I was not able to. My kids were too young, and traveling all the way to UK, it didn't seem like it was plausible. So, and when COVID happened, it was all the more up kaise hoga,
Correct.
And then I kept asking, what else is possible? What else is possible? Like how we use the tools of foundation, what else is possible? And suddenly, the very next day, I got a notification that Cake International competition is now
It's
online
on.
and you could be wherever you are, you can still
Amazing.
participate. And I was like, how does it get even better than this?
Whenever I talk about cakes, have you seen what she does? And I keep going to Instagram and then the expressions become so unbelievable, which I witnessed. I remember on my birthday on 2nd December, you had sent this crazy cake. You guys know that I'm fond of angels, and in my whether it's my center or whether it's everywhere, there are this big, big wings and angels and all of that. And she made this insane, realistic looking cake with full angels. And when I put it on Insta, everybody went mad. They're like, oh my God, my mom couldn't get her eyes off. And I'm like, how am I even going to cut this cake? how can you make a cake so pretty that you don't feel like cutting them,
I get that.
But, my whole thing is so much effort goes into making that each detailing that you do. It's a beyond. I mean, the efforts that you put into that detail is something that only someone who has passion for making and creating can do that. And every time you have created the magic, I have to share this. So this was 3 years back, right? And my mom was in the ICU, and I thought I'm going to lose her, and she was so critical. That was in August. She got admitted in 6th of August. I clearly remember, and her birthday is on 14th of August. And I was sitting there, and luckily she was like recovering better, and I knew 2 days. Later is a birthday when I was hoping that she's going to be discharged. And how parents are when they're old, and you want the best for them. So I was in the hospital and I kept coordinating with her. I said, Gauri, can you make something unbelievable? So like, okay, tell me what you want. I said, you know what? So she generally asks, what does she like? What is her taste and all? I said, my mom is obsessed with saris. She's the typical Maharashtrian paitani saris and her jewelry. And believe me, what came to my house that day, my mom came from the hospital, and 2 days later, was her birthday. And everybody had come, my relatives had come, and all of that. And then when we got the cake, she thought it's all real. She thought, and then when I told her, Mom, cut it, she could not believe it. How real is it? And you know what? We all had tears in our eyes because of that joy on our face. And that's when I realized that you don't bake cakes. You make emotions. You create memories. Yeah. And that memory is going to be etched in my mind for nobody can erase that, So that's the whole beauty that I've seen, that you don't bake cakes, Gauri. You're always making some emotion that people can look at it. Cakes are thousands around, but not what you do. And that's what makes you so unique and so special. And it's amazing. Even today, when I see everybody on Insta went mad, and more so looking at my mom's expression, it was genuine. I mean, you can't make that up, right? And that is what I love about you. I mean, that's just one. You have gone beyond. You've always, the last cake that we had for mom was a chandelier cake, which is hanging upside down. I mean, how do you even come with these things? Your bus cakes, and how do you even come to this kind of creativity, man?
And I'm always constantly thinking, what else can I create? What else can I create that is something that is better than what was there previously? Something that I have created before, but how can I be better than that?
So that's the tool that you keep using. How do I outcreate
How to
myself?
create myself?
Yeah.
How do I be better? How do I create something new? And I need to have things be exciting for me to be
Yeah.
able to execute it. If it is not exciting, I don't think that I'm ever going to put my heart into it. And this is how, like, even with your mom's pet me cake, it was something that I had wanted to do for a very, very long time. I was so excited, and I knew that with Kaku being in ICU, and I knew what a beautiful, gorgeous soul she had. So I know that if I were to create something for her, it has to be something that will absolutely touch her heart. It has to be something that has to be as special as she is. And that is how, I, with every client, I make it a point to listen to them.
I think, like how we talk in Access Conscious, it's all about the perspective, You can look at it as wrongness, or you can look at it as, okay, how can I make things better? And your mindset just changes. And that is what is, I always tell people, success is a mindset. You can either keep, cribbing, crying, or you can choose to make your life better. And you clearly, I think after 2020 class, you have been making choices more and more for you. And I'm sure, like everybody has, there could have been challenges in your life, because I know you so closely. You've spoken about few things. But what is the thing that you have taken most out of the foundation class? What is it that has worked for you the most?
So I keep using tools of access almost, like, I won't say almost every day, but almost every hour. I'll say I'm using some or the other tool of access. How does it get better than this? What else is possible? But one of the things that I have seen works really fast for me is what else is possible that I haven't
Considered yet.
yet. Because oftentimes when we are doing something, when we're trying something new, we get stuck thinking yahi rasta hai. This is the only way that this can be done, and there is no other way it can be done. Wow, interesting point of view that I have this point of view. What else is possible that I haven't considered yet? And then I deal it at that. Suddenly I'll be doing something else. I'll be possibly baking a cake, and then suddenly the light bulb pops in my head. Oh, maybe I could try it this way that I haven't. And this is how even the idea of Modex came in 2020, where the whole world, this again, the idea of Modex is not something that I started in, although I started selling it in 2023, it didn't come into it came to 2020 after the foundation class, is when I was stuck for making figurines. I was not getting the material that I wanted. I was not getting, and I was getting very bugged with the old materials that were available, the old fondants that I was not able to make figurines quickly. And I'm like you in that respect, in that regard. It has to be good. It has to be fast. If it is not fast, it gets boring, right? And after experimenting for good 6 or 7 months, it was not something that happened overnight. Finally, one day, I did land on a recipe which really worked, and worked how?
Nice.
I was so glad when I made it, and I thought, and then again, what else is possible that I haven't considered it? If this is making my life easy, it could make life easy for a lot more bakers out there, and that's how I started the whole process for making my product commercially available to more people.
Amazing. This is what I like about growing. Yeah. You don't grow for yourself. You create something that contributes to others, and it helps other people. And recently you shared a picture with me saying this is what a participant of mine, she used this and she won an award using my product Modex. And she says, I couldn't have thought of making something like this. So what a proud feeling, that somebody's using my product and winning. It's amazing,
Made me beyond happy.
That's so amazing. And this is what, like, we talk in Access about making money and all of that. your money shouldn't be the focus when you want to create money. It should be your product, it should be your work, it should be your skill, and you only focus on that. And wow, today you're contributing to so many other cake artists. You made their life easier. And of course, and you just didn't stop there. You just didn't stop at making cakes, because you're like, okay, what next year? And then you came with your academy. Why academy? Because then you can teach so many other people. Didn't you ever feel insecure? Because this is what people generally have, competition. Okay, if I teach someone to make like mine, then how would people come to me? Did that ever come to you?
When I first started teaching, I started teaching in the year 2016. And it used to be mostly hands-on classes,
Correct.
smaller classes, when people would come to me directly and I would teach them something. And people would ask me, even at that time, and very genuinely, out of concern, aren't you creating your own competition by
Exactly.
doing this? And somehow that concept never even came across my
Correct.
mind, so what if I'm creating more people, I'm creating more livelihoods for them, they should do something better with it. After 2020 is when I decided, okay, I'm going to now focus on taking online workshops where more people who cannot travel, who cannot come to me in person, because that takes a lot for a woman to leave everything behind, to come for 4 days, 5 days sometimes, and then learn, then take everything, go back. It becomes a lot. So then I was like, okay, I want to create. I had no idea how. After the first foundation we did, I kept asking him, what else is possible? What else is possible that I haven't considered yet, that I haven't considered yet? And then Zoom happened. then my own website happened. And then people started showing up from outside the country. Like, I was
Please.
still focusing. And funny thing is how, with foundation, one thing that happens is I was just focusing on my state, perhaps,
Correct.
my
Your small
country,
little.
perhaps,
Yeah.
my small little world, perhaps. And then I realized, oh my God, there are people
So
even
much more.
outside who want to learn from me. It just opened up so many avenues. And honestly, just mind blown.
And that's what I saw when you made that first call. That this woman doesn't even know her potential, and she's into that small little. I can't afford to pay for the class. I don't have the monies for it right now. And look at you today. You're a successful businesswoman. You're helping so many people. You're contributing to so many people's life. And by the end of the day, that's the joy of business. It was a cake of Alauddin Khilji, because Padmavat had just released at that time, and it was a cake of Khilji. Carrying that cake, it was to be displayed at Gore UNESCO, and again from Thana in a tempo on during rains, wow, heavy rains outside, and how I carried it there. But it was a manifestation. I wanted to do this. I manifested practically everything. The India's top 10 cake artists, always it was there, I want to be up there. I want to be up there. I'm there. Boom. That got created. I want to create so much money. I want to create so much coal. I want to have my mom move in close to me. My mom had refused to move closer to me for nearly 10 years. And I manifested her now living with us, where I can contribute to her every single day. That was an amazing manifestation. It's amazing how, you're choosing everything that you would like. I feel so happy, because of course the share that we bought, like I remember the sketch that you had shared with me. She says, you know what, Ashish, this is what I would like to, I've shared the sketch with them. I hope I get the order. I said, I'm sure you're going to get it. And then when you shared me the video of you putting up the cake, believe me, every time you share something phenomenal, I'm like, go girl. This is just the beginning of things that you don't even imagine. And I know, a few years from now, you remember this interview and like, my God, where I have come, and it's going to be more and more. And I know you're going to be on international, I mentioned that to you. Like, I see things, and I know you're going to be on a panel of an international, judge, as a judge. judging other people. It's gonna happen. I just see things for you. So I'm so glad that things are super fabulous working. Recently we did the foundation class and you were part of it again. And you have repeated. You've repeated almost every year. And every year, how has it contributed to you? Every year that you come for a course with me, how has that added to your life?
So, with my first foundation, I was completely new to it. I didn't even know what to expect, to be very honest. And like you said, half through the course, I was doing my work on the side and I was only listening to it on the side. And when just that, things started changing for me, things started becoming better. So every year since then, I have chosen because I want to get from where I am to the next level. You know, sometimes, and yes, we end up creating some things for us which aren't working. But every time I do the course and something changes, for example, right now, as a cake artist, you could imagine how devastating it is when the cocoa production, which is for chocolates, chocolate is one of the main ingredients that we use in our cakes.
Absolutely.
And due to the climate change, due to a whole lot of other things, virus affecting the crops, this year the production of cocoa has gone down drastically.
Okay.
Drastically means from 100% it went down to like 50%,
Okay.
40, 50 to
Wow.
60%. Somewhere in between that range, 40% shortage of cocoa meant that the price hiked a lot because the demand has always been high and now the production is less. So whatever production people started holding and the prices went high. And because the modex that I make is with cocoa butter, which is one of the primary ingredients, I immediately went into the panic mode. What do I do now? And from that panic mode, suddenly I started spiraling down. Then I chose the class. I came here and suddenly I started feeling, okay, ho gaya, tum ho gaya. Let's see what else is possible.
Correct.
And during the class, it hadn't even finished. Within the second day of the class, I managed to create more out of where nothing existed. I was able to raise money. I was able to buy more when cocoa butter was not even available. I was talking to vendors for the cocoa butter and it was not available. Suddenly I got availability. Suddenly I was able to buy. And where other people are buying at 3,000 per kg, I got it at 1,900 per kg. How?
That's magic.
That's the magic, right? And then because I started feeling so easy about it, when I went online, when I did the live, and when I connected, because I felt that it was possibly not just panic that I was
Absolutely.
feeling, as maybe picking up on the panic of all
Everybody
those
else.
other bakers who, like me, are connected with me. I was picking up on their emotions as well, their panic as well. And that's why when I went online and I said, listen, it's a phase and it's all going to be okay. First of all, don't panic and just keep asking. You do your work, you focus on your work and just keep asking what else is possible. Things are going to change, things are going to become better. You just have to ride the wave for now. And then they said, wow, your talk made us also feel a little bit more relaxed that, we don't have to panic so
Correct.
much. Doing this foundation again, the last foundation that I did with you, it brought that ease again. So with every foundation I have seen that wherever I am from there, I've only been able to go up.
Correct.
Anything that was there till that time, any hurdle, any I won't say hurdle, any situation that has come in, I'm able to think clearly beyond the bounds of just that situation. When you're in the situation, sometimes you feel, oh my God, there's
How do you
way
handle
out of
it?
it.
Yeah.
But then you use the tools and you're like, okay, what else is possible? What else is possible? I haven't considered. And then suddenly you're able to come out.
Yeah, that's what I love about this whole courses. They empower you. You know what? You just need to learn how to handle situation, use the right tools, use the right technique, and then because sometimes there are situations that gets created in our life. That is life. There would be situation, and if you have the right tools, you can just keep using them, and you can keep creating life. So I am so happy, that you are using it, and just keep growing, keep, moving from here.
Coming back for more.
Absolutely. And I remember I told you in the last foundation, now you should say, okay, every time I do a class with Ashish, what would it take for us to be for more expansion, more ease, more magic? Because, my classes are all about magic. It's all about miracles. And I see that magic in people's life. And that's what I want to spread more and more, and let's have more magic in the world. Let's have more miracles and possibilities in the world. And life is only about possibilities, And I noticed that, in the the whole conversation that we've been having, your favorite tool is what else is possible? What else is possible that I haven't considered yet? I don't even have to ask you what's your favorite tool out of all the 1,000 tools that you learn. Yeah. And keep using it. And then you're a powerful manifester. So I have something for you that, like I say, whoever comes here, वो खाली हाथ तो कभी नहीं जाएगा. Everybody who comes in my life, they always take more from here. So I have something really, really, special, which of course, I have created it, and there it is. Can I have it, please? Thank you. I know you have it. You have used it, but this time I'm going to tell you a different way of using it. This is the manifesting diary where, each page is full of power, full of energy because, we talk about energy. I know you have been scripting your dreams in this, but this time just don't write what you would like to have in your life as scripting. Also put your accounts in this. I personally use it in my center. Yeah, my accountant every day write the accounts and then we put it, what would you like to create? And everything magically create. How much money would you like to make in this year's time? How much growth would you? I love money. I love changing people's financial reality. That's one of my, forte, changing people's financial reality. And here it is. And I know it's going to create more and more magic in your life. So here you go. May this bring all your dreams, everything that you ever thought of into your reality. Keep creating more and more magic, and I'll always be there besides you, cheering for you. And whenever I see work creation, I know the pride that I have because I know from where you started and where you're going, it's just unbelievable. So thank you.
For your podcast, I wish you all the best. And let me tell you, in a couple of years' time, I'm going to be coming back.
I am sure. I don't think it will be years' time. I think it will be very soon when you would have so many magical stories.
And have more stories to share with people of how you have created magic in my life. So thank you.
So thank you for choosing me. Thank you for choosing Aashworld. Thank you for choosing you for creating so much magic in everybody else's life. Thank you so much and all the best. And this was amazing Gauri, her stories and anything that you want to ask her. I'm going to put in all the details down in the description about her Instagram account, her website, her team's number. And listen, don't harass her for personal cakes because she doesn't do that anymore. Yeah, because she's now more into teaching. So all those newcomers who want to get into this world of baking magic, get in touch with her. She is super when it comes to teaching also. I've seen her students from basic what they have become. So yes, all is there. And, I'll put all the details down. And again, thank you for watching this episode. And I'm going to come with so many more because in every episode, there is something that you will learn. Like in this episode, in your life, if you're stuck in any situation, start asking, what else is possible? I'm always using this tool. Every time anytime I'm stuck in a situation, like, what else is possible that I haven't considered? And a possibility opens up. So every time you watch an episode of mine, there's always something that you will learn, something that you'll take back. And that is a prime reason we started this, to empower people with more. So keep watching and I'll see you soon again.